Hey, community, here's what's brewing today.
Actor strike.
Ask your aunties, Dance Off, Janet versus JLO.
And non-skincare routines. So get your cups ready for Minoritea Report.
Hey, welcome to Minoritea Report. It's Auntie Jerrell.
It's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Jerrell. Hey, y'all.
We back in the house. Ew.
Yes.
I missed y'all.
Shar is fresh from the symphony.
Look. I'm just glad we left her podcast to come back to.
Right. We tried to dismantle
it.
and here I was thinking, look, honey, and here I was thinking I was the problem. No, ma'am. I was not. I didn't have anything to do with all that shenanigans.
So did. But good to see you, boo. We missed you.
Yeah, I missed y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hit y'all up. I was like, I can't wait to see y'all. I've been missing you. I hate that I had to miss this damn episode.
Oh, Lord, and we started acting the fool. We said HR is not in the building.
It's not in the building. We let everyone know ahead of time.
Yes, did.
And y'all showed up. Y'all showed up and showed out the whole damn.
We was like, it's gonna be like a 40-minute episode, you know. We started a chat.
It was like, and again, we'll see how it goes. We don't know. Like, it's been a quiet week, and we still found something.
Still found.
Lord.
So community, I guess we decent at what we do, huh?
Yeah, you know,
found a way.
I mean, some will say the other words, say other things.
We did get some comments that were not happy with our reaction, but that's okay. You know,
that's okay. 100%. That is all right. That's why we all live and exist in different places in the same world.
That is a
They'll be all right. They're just mad that their best friend can't sing. So whatever. That's all that is.
Here we go. 2 weeks in a row. We about to act up. And Jerrell, I see. I put on the stories today. I was like, "Ooh, she out here in her auntie gear out there in Jamaica." Now she got her auntie shirt on. She got that auntie vacay mode going. It's a cute shirt.
I do. Look, I had a blue one on earlier today. I gave them a morning color, and I gave them a warm, cool color in the evening.
Okay, now here we go. I'm here.
But yeah, we had a little private party at the bar at the club up here.
Nice.
Because update community, there's 58 of us. Yeah, we in here thick.
A whole lot of Negroes.
There's a lot of us here. So we had like a little private party up there, and it was like island themed and stuff like that. So I was like,
that's dope.
I'll try a little something. And it's so funny because I show in wearing my Speedo in this resort, girl, and everybody like,
and you know when she want them cases,
girl, look,
welcome to the Thunderdome, baby.
Girl, I was like, it is what it is. I was like,
people are looking around like, where is all that clapping coming from?
Well, it's his family. They know it's in the DNA.
Look, and that was the funny thing about it, because you know how Black people be. Come on, Speedo. Okay, Speedo, we see you. Like, I'm walking up to the pool. I'm like, stop. I'm just trying to get in the water. Like, don't give me all this attention.
But give me some more. But
right.
Is Jamaica living up to your expectations?
I mean, wait. I gotta rewind it one quick second here. When we arrived yesterday, we got through customs, got the bag, and we had to go through like this like coach bus or whatever to get to the resort. And we get on the coach bus, and we're finally about to leave, and it's one of the old school buses that have like a little movie. So they play the movie at the front, and so all of a sudden, like a Disney thing come on the screen. I turned to my cousin. I was like, if they play Cool Runnings on this bitch, I'm going to die. Sure enough, the sun came up and it was Cool Runnings. I fell out. I said, damn, first of all, I ain't seen this movie in forever. But so far this whole trip, You dead, man? Nah, I'm not dead yet.
Get that money. No money.
No man, I'm not dead.
Good old cool.
But
brothers.
no, it's cute.
Funny.
It's cute. It's the humidity. Dawon, you in Seattle, so the humidity ain't there. It's not a thing, you know. And so I'm spoiled. So being in this humidity, I'm just like, why am I like wet and dripping? And shit's just like the lotion. I forgot how much I don't like lotion and humidity.
Yeah.
Girl, I just sliding off chairs and shit. Like I'm like, oh, girl,
slide some oil to me, honey. I know.
Damn.
That'd be me every day. I walk down the street to go to the train station. By the time I get there, them arms just glistening.
Look over there, just
right.
It just sprays everybody, girl.
Seriously.
But she's cute. She's cute. And this is my first time in an all-inclusive resort too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Like
so I've been. It's different. It's crazy. Like I'm just like I'm always ready to like pay for something. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay, the food was free. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, And then they allowed us to bring like our own cup. So I've been, filling up my cup with my own little beverage, So
you
we
could take the girl out of Gary, Indiana, but you could not take the Gary, Indiana out of the girl.
That's the way to do it.
Use right. Absolutely. So
that's the way to do it though, because that sun be making that ice melt in a heartbeat, and it'd be a nasty old stale ass drink.
Yeah. And then shout out to Katie too, because she is part of the community. She made this for me for a couple years ago for a Christmas gift. So
that's cute.
Using that.
Yeah.
Coming in handy.
I love that.
That's right. And how's things in your neck of the woods, Dawon? What we missed in the last week in your life?
Girl, I don't even know. Like, it's been such a whirlwind of just shit going on.
Like, how was the symphony? At least
the symphony was super dope. It was super dope. So you guys remember Forbidden Apple Podcast, right?
Yeah,
they way back in the day, Forbidden Apple Podcast, and Pelayo, who was one of the co-hosts of that podcast. He works for the UN, and so his portion or his department of the UN was putting on this celebration of music to commemorate 60 plus years of working with countries and all this other kind of stuff. So he said, hey, we'd love to have you come out and check this out. So rally the troops, and we went on out to the symphony, and it was really, really nice. It was super lovely. There was a moment at the beginning of it, where, because this was like a UN kind of event where they kind of gave this, there was like a presentation at the very beginning, and it felt like you were literally in the UN. Like, I was like, should we be listening to this?
Right.
I just came here for the music, not the politics. But no, it was but it was really dope. It was super dope, and it was my first time at Carnegie Hall. So that's a checkbox thing.
Does it live up to like the grandeur that it has, like the building and all that? Okay,
it really does. It really does. And we were in like box seats, like in the balcony, which was like. It felt very Dangerous Liaisons to me, if you know that movie reference from like Glenn Close and John Malkovich back in the day. It was very that. But like the music was amazing. They did like Chopin. They did a couple of other things that are well known, and they did. I'm not really versed in like a lot of classical music, but they ended on this tango number where they brought out like tango dancers and it was just really dope. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
So. Yeah,
that's good. Okay, and shout out to
Pelayo. And just from a doll update standpoint, my girl's still in the Philippines. She's still in the Philippines, but honey, I have 3 large boxes of just clothes and shoes and accessories, hair accessories, jewelry, like. She gonna come home and she's got like a whole situation ready for her. I
just a reminder, community. Once we get back, be on the lookout. We'll be having a whole contest around that, just of naming Dawon's Barbie doll.
Name a doll.
Well, community, I sent a message in a group chat and said that the dog gonna come back looking like this. So this gonna be the update.
Yeah, you guys see that on YouTube if you ain't looking on YouTube. I know that's right. So come back a whole white woman.
When I saw that, I fell out. I was like, "Oh, bitch! If this happens, I'm going."
Look, I would be heated.
In the Philippines at the front door, like,
honey. I almost need you to record. This is what you need to do, so we can provide that update to the community.
First reaction of seeing it.
Record your reaction, so have your camera set up and going on your phone when you're unveiling that shit, because we want that immediate Dawon reaction. Because even if it's not a whole white woman, it's not up to par. Dawon's gonna be heated.
I'm gonna be heated.
Please record that.
You know how that video gonna go like this. You're gonna see her. She's gonna be like, "Oh, it's like Christmas. I'm opening it up." And all of a sudden, the video gonna stop because she's mad. She's like, "Oh, cut the camera! Cut the camera! What the fuck is this?
What in the shit? And the shit is this? Fold that shit up. It's gotta go. We start over.
Please record your reaction."
She said, "Oh, this wasn't meant for me. This
Look,
is the wrong address."
I'll be like that mama who did spend all the money to send her child to school with her hair all done and have her come back looking like a hot gorilla. And I'll be like, what in the hell? I did not spend all this money and all this time for you to come back looking like this? Oh no.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
Like,
yes,
I think
please.
you sent me the wrong Barbie. I think you saw me the wrong doll. This is somebody else.
Please record
and
that.
because they're in the Philippines, they're like, me no speak in English.
New phone, who this?
I would be so mad because there ain't shit I can do. I just have to deal with it. And then I would have to figure out what the fuck am I going to do with this doll that I don't want? Throw it in the trash? Like, I would be so mad. So mad.
Yes, please record that. Please record that reaction. I need to see this. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, community, again, be on the lookout. We'll have all that up there. Hopefully Dawon's reaction, and then we'll get a new name for the Barbie doll that he will be able to decide if he wants to keep for the Barbie doll, because it is his Barbie doll. So he let us know that.
I do reserve creative right and licenses to anything that is associated with my little baby.
That is too funny. Too funny. I went to San Diego Pride, by the way, and that was my first time going to San Diego Pride. Super duper
How
cute.
was it?
They have a very good Pride. Yeah. Just because, like, San Diego, I mean, at the end of the day, it's San Diego. So the weather's damn near perfect all the time. There's like you said, Jerrell, like, there's no humidity there. So coming from Philly right now, where it's literally 90 degrees and like 80, like I landed back, it was still, I landed at 11 p.m. last night. It was still like 89 degrees and 80% humidity. It was disgusting. It's disgusting right now. So to come back to that, I was like, oh my God, leaving San Diego. But no, super duper cute. The bars are still like, there's just certain parts of the country that still feels like their neighborhoods are neighborhoods. And San Diego is one of those where you go there and you're like, this feels like our space. Yes, there's people still always like gentrifying it and approaching it and approaching. What's the word I'm looking for, Dawon? Encroaching. There we go. On the space, but since it was Pride,
I like how you didn't ask me what the word was.
Well, you know, the one in this language, word of the day.
You right, he knew better because I showed you know what the fuck you were talking about. So
she was like, "Impossible Burger."
I just want to.
Is that what you trying to say?
Coming to.
I just want to be included. I was like, damn.
Break it in.
MC Light, is that what you're trying to say?
Right.
I said, am I invisible? Damn.
No, you got that auntie shirt on. We can't miss you today.
Look, I'm you know I wasn't answering.
Look,
shit.
she got her auntie shirt, and I got my auntie shirt on. Hey,
yes. I just threw on a t-shirt because I was sweating coming back up that hill in that polo I had on.
Look, let me tell you something. That's the one thing that I'm glad that I'm over here in Seattle right now, because look, New York in the summertime,
crazy, hasn't it?
And you at least have a little bit easy because you live in a respectable house on a respectable street. I live in New York City where they put the trash out at 2 p.m, and that shit be cooking all damn day. So I'll stay out here for a little bit.
It's disgusting right now, but
so the weather is everything in the summer.
That's that humidity. That humidity is so huge. So, but yeah, so shout out to everyone from San Diego. I wore
So wait, when you were there, what did you do? Did you go to like the parade? Did you do any kind of like parties, any pool parties, stuff
Yes.
like that? Like what else did you get into?
So the San Diego crew, and like shout out to Issa, like our friend Issa in Chicago. That's where
Hey,
I met a lot
Issa.
of them through, because either some of them at one point lived in Chicago and moved out to San Diego and kind of through Gay Bowl and all that stuff. So there's just a whole squad crew out there that over time I've become friends. I'm kind of like I won't say I'm in their squad because they be rolling deep and they live out there all together, but kind of adjacent to the group. So their group is probably like 20 strong.
Yeah,
And they
y'all
all
went
live
there
in San
too.
Diego and they all go out together, and things like that. So they're well versed at how to do San Diego Pride. So Friday, you kind of hit all the different parties and things like that, similar to New York Pride. Like there's like the different circuit parties if you want to, the different bar parties. But then they also have friends that every year throw like a pre-parade party. So like we went to their place, and their place is near the parade route. So go there for drinks and breakfast and brunch. That was Saturday morning. Friday night, before we went out to one of the parties, another guy in the group, his apartment building had like an outdoor space on the rooftop. So every year he rents that out, have a pre-going out party there and things like that. So at least you get to see the people you really know in a cool setting and like chill vibe setting, and then go out to the bars before whatever, everyone kind of like goes out and do whatever they do. So then Saturday did the brunch, went to the parade for a little bit, but then along the route is one of the main all the bars really, and one of the main bars there had like an outdoor DJ, so we were in there dancing. And then on Sunday, by the way, I'm fast forwarding, Sunday had a house DJ, like all the DJs were like house music. It was fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. I was like, Dawon would have been shaking his titties for Jesus at this shit. Like it was so good. So good. And then the DJ inside the bar was playing like more kind of like rap and R&B and Latin music too. The DJs were phenomenal on Sunday.
Are you
So like
serious?
Sunday,
In little old
dead
San
ass
Diego?
in San Diego, home. Yeah, it was
When did
fire.
they get
It
all
was
that
fire.
flavor?
Honey, it was fire. It was fire. But then like Saturday night, I was in bed by like midnight. I was just done. It was a marathon of a day. I didn't even go to the night party. Like we went to this party that was from like 4 to 10 or something like that, out this outdoor space. It's almost like where a lot of their symphonies play outdoor. It's called the Shell. So that was super cute, because it was a different kind of layout for like a circuit party, really, for like a dance party like that. The music there wasn't as good, so I was like, okay,
Or
it's
was it
all
like
right.
oons, oons, oons?
Yeah, possum pants
Gotcha.
and possum pants. Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But the venue was phenomenal. So I hope, and it was the first year they did it at that venue. So I hope over the time they find just DJs like, I don't know, just makes you want to dance in that venue a little more. But just overall, I mean, just another just long marathon weekend of just kikiing and drinks and whatever. Men's is with their shirts off and everything. But it's San Diego, so the weather's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
You're not sweating too much. You're not all of that. And then it's just great group of guys and friends out there that I think I'll be adding that to the list every year now, at least for the time being. So yeah, it was
That's
fun.
cool. Well, shout out to San
Yeah,
Diego for being a great
absolutely,
host.
definitely. And
It
shout
was
out,
it was interesting. It was interesting looking at the photo because some of those people in your photo are part of my 26. So I was like, oh, look at her.
Ooh, we're gonna put that offline to find out whom.
The community can do the
You
guessing
can guess
on
how
that.
right. Let's go
They can
Let's go
guess.
to my Instagram page and see who and just imagine, because it's a good looking great group of people. So I mean, and then like on Sunday I had my wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass tank on. So again, that shirt and tank just be doing what it need to do. So just met one guy. He's like a correspondent down here in DC out there, so he's following us now. That's a cool connection to have just through the media space. And just a couple other people, they're like, oh, can we take a picture of your shirt? And I'm like, yep, but make sure you get that Minority Report in there. It's our podcast. Get your phones out, follow us, thank you. And everybody was laughing. They're like, oh, Carell's forever gonna sell this damn podcast. The hell I am.
Right. And you should be too, friend.
Period.
That part.
Friend. A whole ass word. I know everyone's like, oh, you're not going to take your shirt off today? Nope. Branding.
Well, because remember, we went out in New York and I had my shirt on and you were like, oh, I was going to wear my shirt.
So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking that day. I was trying to be cute.
Look, you were
Still took the shirt off.
You were cute, right?
Oh, thank you.
But it was hot.
No,
It was hot and nasty that day too.
It was so hot. That's the difference. Like I found myself not, and you guys know I'm a sweater. I sweat. I sweat with the best of them. Me and Whitney.
I'll be right there with you.
But like
just like bacon grease,
honey. But there's just like zero humidity out there, so you're just like, okay, I'm dancing and everything, but why am I not sweating? This is nice.
This is what it feels like on the other side of the fence,
honey. A word. Come home not drenched.
How do we bottle this up?
Period. I'm like, I'm in the wrong city. I see why people move to San Diego.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Shout out to Brian Blues for your hospitality and everything. Because it was kind of last minute for me to book the trip. So shout out to him personally. And so it was good. So anyone that's new to Community from Pride, hit us up, let us know that you found us through that. So
and it's funny, I met Brian, but I know Brian through some friends from Seattle.
Okay.
So when I met Brian, I was like, okay, like I feel like I've seen you before. And then I was like, couldn't place it. And then he was hanging out with Issa and some of y'all, and I was like, that's where I've seen him from.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's weird that gay flag football. And so any community member that you play out there, you probably maybe know some of these names. We just giving government names. My bad. I'm guilty of that. Damn. But but like the squad is very heavy in the gay flag football world. And they would be rolling deep. Like the connections in the community of that world is large.
Yeah.
So it was another small world moment too. I can't remember if I shared this on the podcast or not. When Corey and I went to Puerto Vallarta a few months ago, there was two guys that were sitting next to us that said, "Oh yeah, we live in San Diego, blah blah blah," we ended up knowing a couple of people's names, blah blah blah. Fast forward to Friday, some of the guys were like, "Yeah, we're going to this pool party. Is these guys?" Da, da, da. And I was like, "Hold on, is their names this and this?" Because they had mentioned in April that they were probably going to throw a pool party. I was like, "What are the odds? Like, there's a billion pool parties out here in San Diego for Pride." Ended up being them. And so I walked in and they're like, "Wait, are you the guy that was like, you and your husband were like sitting next to us at the pool party at PV?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Hey, small ass world."
That's amazing.
Can't go nowhere. Gay world too small.
Honey, 1 degree of separation.
Literally.
About 7-8 inches out there.
I'm done with you.
I'm just saying. So no, San Diego Pride was super cute. So before we keep going, we have a community bulletin board, and I failed to write down who asked this, but there was some episode that we had, and they're like, "Oh, y'all skin is just glowing and glistening. What's your skincare routine?" I was like, "Oh, wow, thank you. I don't know." So what do y'all do? And I know like a few years ago, I think we kind of hinted at some things here and there, but maybe we give our skincare routine.
Soap and water.
It's gonna be a short conversation.
Yeah, I had to say it, but I do wake up like this though. Like I wash my face, get the crust out of my eyes, and brush my teeth, and a bitch just go out the door. Like
you don't put no lotion on, no. You don't put lotion on your face or moisturizer?
I mean, like after I get out the shower, I'll put some on after I get out the shower. But
I literally just started using a day and night cream, and that's it. Literally just started. Yeah.
I have a routine just because I still suffer from like adult acne. Like I'm just acne prone very easily and have oilier skin. So that's just something when he said that, I was like, okay, thank you. I guess maybe it's working a little bit, but it's something I'm probably going to have to deal with for the rest of my life, honestly. But mine is fairly simple. I just use like a benzoyl peroxide face wash in the shower. I come out, I use a AM PM moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like a vitamin C moisturizer. It just depends if I feel like pampering myself a little bit because I like the little hint of smell that it has. And then literally it's only been maybe the last 2 years that I even changed the lotion that I use. I use the Johnson & Johnson baby lotion, the shea butter, cocoa butter.
I know which one you're talking about.
In the yellow bottle.
Yep, and it smells so good too.
It's so good.
So good.
Literally only the last like 2 years that I changed. I still get it, but now I use like if it's kind of like in the winter months, I'll use like a CeraVe thicker cream a little bit. Make sure them elbows are good.
I lather up a cocoa butter. Body gets cocoa butter head to toe. That's
Head
it.
to toe move.
Yep.
Yeah. So every once in a while, like
Every
try
once in a while,
different
hit behind
things.
these ears, but that's it.
That's about it. Yeah, no, mine's either a salicylic acid wash or a benzoyl peroxide wash, and then some kind of moisturizer. Sometimes, like especially on my face, just know when I'm starting to break out, I'll use different actives. But other than that, I think the key, honestly, is just staying moisturized. Like Black people are just good at staying moisturized. So
Yeah. I mean, I suffer from a lot of the same things, and acne prone and very oily skin, large pores, etc. But like,
yeah,
I didn't ruin too many damn shirts messing around with that benzoyl peroxide. I'm sorry. I said,
yeah, that's true too.
It's this face. No, not for the money that I'm spending on these
it does
goddamn
stay.
shirts. No, ma'am. So
You know what I do now, because that is very true. Like if benzoyl peroxide gets on
anything,
it's gonna stain it. But what I do, because a lot of times you got to leave benzoyl the proper way. They say is to leave it on at least a few moments to let it like kind of absorb. So I literally,
and
when I
by
wake
the
up,
way, it's not even a few moments, because if you're like
yeah, it could be like
I
5-10 minutes.
for me, it could be 30, because when I get out of the
Yeah.
shower, I run hot. I have a really high internal temperature.
Yeah.
So when I take a shower, it literally takes me an hour for my internal body temperature to cool down. Because if not, when I put them clothes on, I start sweating and sweat through my clothes. So like if I put anything on my skin while I'm right out of the shower, I'm literally I have to sit in front of a fan. And I'm there
That's
for
what,
like
that's funny. That's what I do.
See, you see each other.
So I guess I do have a routine. Like I'm saying, I don't really, but I guess I kind of have like steps in this process, because I'm the same way, and that's why I be sweating by the time I get to the train station, because my body is still just warm, and then I go into this damn hot ass heat. I'm like, this is a bitch. But what I do with benzoyl peroxide, so if you're asking, I don't know, I'm not a beauty care advisor, but I use the wash, and what I do is like I wake up, I know I'm gonna have to pee, so usually now I try to like splash my face, like my shoulders and things like that. Apply the benzoyl peroxide real quick. That way, by the time like I pee, get the shower running and shit like that, it's gonna be at least about 5 minutes or so. And that way, it does what it needs to do, because it does need to sit there for a little bit. Then by the time I hop in the shower, I wash everything off, and it eliminates me bleaching anything from the benzoyl peroxide. So
I don't know how y'all do it. Don't know how you do it.
Not y'all.
Having like
not
a topical, it's a wash.
Yeah.
Not y'all.
I meant y'all as in like people who have a routine. Like for me, and I tell this to Fez all the time because he has a routine. But I'm like, if my black start cracking, that's when I'm gonna be concerned. Right now, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
But it's gonna be too late by then.
Yes, I moisturize. I put on sunscreen. I do the bare minimum that you're supposed to do, right? Yeah. But I don't need to be doing all the extra stuff, or I don't be doing any of that. I just like get up.
And a lot of it is more like pampering yourself more than things. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if this shit really working, but I do benzoyl peroxide works, salicylic acid works, and a moisturizer and a sunscreen.
I'd rather spend that time playing with myself than doing that to my face.
Ooh, I mean, I still save time for that too.
This is the definition of an and, not an or conversation.
Right, exactly. It's the
period. Because honey, every day.
I'm saying, there's gonna be a moment. With that benzoyl peroxide dripping off the face.
Not I just sweated through my routine and got to do it over again. Damn.
Right. It was working. Like, damn. You know, I'm just saying. So I guess there's shit. I'm saying, I don't have a routine. There's a lot in this.
But you know, that whole hyperhidrosis thing, especially like within the Black community, is like a conversation that we in the community don't have enough of, because I'm telling you, if you are a person who does not sweat at the drop of a bucket, like,
that's me.
Consider yourself to be the luckiest person on the planet, because there ain't nothing like having your body just like fighting against you every single goddamn day. You got to be worried about
I'm doing it right now.
How breathable your clothing is. You have to worry about like for example, it can be the dead of winter, 20 below. And if the room that I'm in does not have AC or circulating air, bitch, I'm Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls. And I'm not talking about like
that's his drag day.
I'm not talking about pitted. Right. I'm not talking about little pit stains right here. I'm talking about literally sweat
Back, scalp,
dripping
butt.
down the backs of the
Yes.
neck, the backs of the knees, the back of the
Yeah.
neck, everything soaked.
It's so
Soaked.
true.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Yes.
And then
not
you go
me.
to
To
the
get a
and then you go
dermatologist
to
on
the
here.
and listen, I've been to many a dermatologist for a various many reasons, and it's so wild because they will always say, "Well, sweating's good for you. It's your body regulating itself." It's like that's bullshit. Nobody is sweating literally 2 cups of liquid for no reason.
Yes.
For no reason. And I
hear you.
guarantee you, like, she's in her mid 40s, and I guarantee you the reason that she has not broken 200 is because this bitch be sweating that shit out as fast as I be eating it. Because, honey, if all of that stuff stayed on the inside, woo,
Honey, I know.
y'all be calling me Auntie Butt Cake.
I'm done. When this episode comes out, I'm gonna take a picture the next time I walk down to the train station and show you what this bitch be looking like. Because like it will start right here on my arms, and the second next thing I know, I'm like, oh go, I got like 30 seconds before literally my body's about to go ham.
Yep.
And I see.
I remember one time I came to visit. This is before I lived in New York. Came to New York with a bunch of friends, and we were going to go see Wicked. You mentioned the Wicked show. We went to go see Wicked. It was the original cast with what did he call her? Indina Menzel or what did
whatever.
Oh yes.
I don't know. He fucked her name up so good.
He didn't call her crab cakes. Get her more crab cakes. But so
her name.
Right. So at any rate, we had tickets for the show. The show was starting, I think, like we needed to be there by 7 or whatever. And this was in the dead of summer. So I don't remember where exactly I came back from, but I came back from somewhere and was like, I need to get in the shower and I need to put my clothes on and we can go. I hop in the shower and mind you, it's 90 degrees outside. It is hot as fucking balls. So hop in the shower. I'm just like, okay, I got a super light shirt, very light cotton pants. We're going to the show, so I want to kind of like dress up or whatever. And then we got out, and then this was before Uber was a thing. So, we were like outside trying to hail a taxi, and then we're like, well, this is taking too long. We need to get there before the line is going to be too long getting into the theater. Because, people line up for about maybe an hour before they even open the doors. And then you go in. They decided, well, let's just walk. I just got out of the shower. I had just put these clothes on. I said, I don't know about this. I might just wait for the taxi. But then I acquiesced and said, okay, well, then we can walk. And then somebody said, well, why don't we just walk to the subway and then take the subway from X spot to X spot.
The hot ass subway.
I said that actually could. That's in my head. I said that could actually work because you go underground. It's cooler underground. Yeah. Not in New York, bitch. We got to the subway entrance, went downstairs. It was 90 degrees outside. It was 324 down in the subway, and the car wasn't for another, I think, 9 minutes to arrive. So I'm sitting down there just baking, and pores are all like open. You could just hear it wheezing out of me. As soon 8 to 9 minutes later, the train comes. We get on. My clothes are stuck to my body. It is almost. I was so uncomfortable and practically goddamn naked. I made it one stop. I said, I'm taking my ass home because I can't go like this. I am literally soaked through.
Yep, that's me. And like people will people will ask what we keep our air on, like at night specifically. We have it on at 68. I have a ceiling fan in that room and a fan at me, and I will still wake up some nights drenched. That's how much I sweat. Like heat and me just don't get along. We just don't get along.
I don't know how you made it in Texas for as long as you did, and Atlanta.
That's why we left. I didn't. I was miserable. I mean, I ended up growing on me the city, but the heat was killing me. Like I could it was too much for me. So yeah, Atlanta at least it fluctuates a little more. But anyway, that was a long-winded answer, I guess, for Community Bulletin Board of some of us have routines, some of us don't. But I think at the bare minimum, it seems like we do moisturizer. We put on at least some kind of lotion or cocoa butter or whatever it may be. But they also say a sunscreen. I try to be a little more diligent about sunscreen as well. If I know I'm definitely going to be out and about. I'm horrible about it too. Yeah.
Same reason, because that you put that shit on and it covers all your pores, and then nothing you know, body just starts sweating. So it's like I ain't dealing with this.
Yeah.
Give me melanin.
Are you wearing sunscreen down there in Jamaica, Jerrell?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I got burnt down there though. Get your shoulders. It might get you.
I have a sun hat on and I'm in the pool, up to my chair like this. Yeah. So I'm good. I don't know. I mean, I normally do wear a sunscreen when I'm going to not be in water. When I'm laying out, I will wear one. Will wear sunscreen. Fizz is he gets like heat rashes from like the sun very quickly and stuff like that. So because I'm always telling him to put on sunscreen, it's like also reminding myself to put on sunscreen as well too. And I'm not gonna lie, I was 32 years old when I was told like black people supposed to wear sunscreen too, because growing up, I'm like, oh, that's for white people. I don't need to wear that.
Yeah, we got melanin.
My mom used them. My mom was diligent, like growing up doing that, but I just never listened. And then I used to work for Bayer, and one of the brands was Coppertone. So then I learned so much about sun and sunscreen and things like that. And I got it for free, so it was a lot easier to just get it. But like, okay, I got it for free. Might as well put the shit on.
Yeah.
But it's only been probably the last year that I'm a little more diligent about it. Especially
we
like
didn't even need.
I try to put one.
We didn't even need to wear sunscreen until they didn't fucked up the ozone. So, like the sun, that radiation just come through and just burning up everybody.
That's a word. They fucking it up for the whole world. Like, oh, fuck your melanation for sure now, ho.
Since we can't have none, you can't have none.
Well, anyway, community, if you got a particular skin routine, let us know. If anyone wants to sponsor our podcast, by the way, for some skincare products, we'll gladly try it out. Let us know. Be sponsor of the podcast. We'll go from there. Maybe there's a black owned
anything
brand,
on my face. I don't know. We have.
I'm sure you've had a lot of things on your face.
Let me tell you, yes, but I've been selective.
Oh yeah, that's
those things that's been on my face.
Particular about her.
Okay, I individually picked each of those things that's been on my face. Okay?
She said protein only.
Protein only. She said from 26 people.
She said, "Is this X chromosome?"
She's like, "Ooh, is that pineapple?
Waste not, want not."
I know that's right. Well, on that note, we're gonna take a quick little tea break. We interrupt this episode for very important information.
That's right. You've been asking for it for a long time, and we have heard you.
Yep, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here.
Yo,
aunties
got merch! Hey, that's right. You know what? We got tees, we got long tees, we got sweatshirts, we got fanny packs, there's just a whole gamut of stuff out there. So go and check that out.
We are so appreciative of your love and support, and we are so excited to launch it. Girl, where can we find it at?
Ma'am, they can head right over to minoritareport.com to check out the selection.
That's right. That's MINORITEA report.com.
Woo! I'm about to go get me some myself. All righty, ladies. What time is it?
As your
And let's see. And there was a reason why I did that, because this one says, "Hey, aunties, love the podcast." Okay, so this isn't a serious question, but it's an important one. My friend and I were having this debate, and we were split, so we need you to be the tiebreaker. Who is a better dancer, Janet Jackson or Jennifer Lopez? Let me think.
I think I might have to give this to JLO. I might have to give this to JLO. I think, and this is the reason why I'm going to say this. If the two of them had to freestyle dance, JLO would be able to do more. But I think when it comes to like maybe executing the 8 count, I think Janet will definitely hold it with some choreography alone. But if I had to be like, oh, one of them got to dance to save your life, I'm gonna have to pick JLo on this one. It's gonna have to be JLo.
Yeah, I agree. We kind of had a similar conversation when we were in Paris, if you'll remember.
Yeah.
But it was it was Beyonce.
It was a conversation between Jay. Oh
no, it was. Yeah.
Oh, it must have been good. The chuckle.
I know. We. No. It was we were having this conversation.
He slipped past that. Wait, hold on. No, we're about to back up. We about to back up. The community want to know, and I want to know. What was it, and whom was it about?
It was JLo and Beyonce.
And what was the chuckles though?
So someone in the group was saying that Beyonce can't dance.
Okay.
And I was like, Beyonce can dance. We were like, Beyonce can dance.
Okay.
There's a difference between being able to dance and being a dancer.
That's a true statement. That is a very true statement.
And that's kind of where the conversation started in Paris.
Oh, God. And then it led where?
It got degraded a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, got heated?
Just a little bit. It was my sister. My sister was the one that said it. Brandy.
Brandy.
You didn't have to say her name.
Oh, yes, I did. She listening. She would chime in and be like, "It was me." I said what I said.
Yeah,
and stood firm on it.
Stood firm on him.
I mean, she had a good point. She had a good point about not about the capacity to be able to dance, but like her point was that, and I think this applies here to some degree, is that most of what we experience from Janet, Beyonce, is choreographed. And it's not to say that Jennifer can't perform choreography, but I think I agree with you, Jerrell, in the fact that if I think about who Janet Jackson is, I would definitely say that she's in the performer category versus the dancer category, a singer and performer. And I would put Jennifer in the dancer and performer category.
That's interesting because I was almost going the opposite way. I feel like Janet could do JLo's routines. I don't know if JLo could do all of Janet's routines. Janet's routines are a little more particular in certain routines. Like I don't foresee JLo doing like an all night don't stop routine or even like a Rhythm Nation. JLo has maybe a little more fluidity that I think Janet could do than JLo could do. And I feel like JLo's a very choreographed dancer. I don't think I've ever seen her just do like a freestyle 8 count anywhere. Like even like Fly Girls dance days or anything like on Instagram. I feel like hers is still very choreographed as well. So that's where my mind kind of immediately went there. I was like, okay, who could do whose routines better, like if they swapped? And I feel like I would still think Janet just killed that routine, and I feel like for me JLo would have like struggled maybe for some of the more staccato moments that Janet has throughout her career.
It's interesting. So, I was literally thinking when I was thinking about describing how each one dances, I was literally thinking I was describing in my head as you were talking Janet's dance style as staccato, because it is very much like stick and move, whereas JLo is leaning into like her her roots. It's leaning into, like her, salsa, Puerto Rican kind of like vibe
with
of
the
it.
Hips and
But also if you go back to like her in Living Color days, she did heavily choreographed numbers, weren't as long, but she did heavily choreographed numbers. Remember all the little interludes and little videos and all that stuff where they were dancing all on the ceilings and the rooftops and all that. She did that. But you do bring up a very interesting point, because quite frankly, I've never really seen JLo do like a dance that is just like free form. And I guess when I think about Janet, the only free form dance that I can think of is like That's the Way Love Goes, when she goes, that's the way she loves it. Right. And that's it. And it's like, that's probably more her lane. Like if she
1000.
Versus I could and this is maybe a bias, and this is a racial bias, I guess, of like,
Yeah,
people that, come from Latin, like Latin heritage or whatever. It's just like you assume that they just have that,
right.
that Rico Suave rhythm.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I'm gonna
Yeah,
still give it to Janet.
To Janet or JLo?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna give it to JLo. To JLo.
JLo,
Yeah.
yeah. And again, I still think it's JLo. I mean, yeah, Corel, you're right. I have not seen her just freestyle dance. I've seen her once because she was a judge on that World of Dance show.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see. I watched the show. You can see her dancing knowledge very shine through on the variations of different styles of dance. Right, watching her being able to break down someone that was going contemporary versus someone that was doing ballroom versus someone that was doing freestyle. Like you can tell that she has like that.
So was that show with that Derek guy?
Yeah, with Derek, Hugh Derek or Derek Huff, Derek Huff. There we go.
Huff,
And Neo was in there too.
Neil.
Yeah, so like you could just see that she has that specifically when it comes to dancing, a little bit more of that knowledge up here.
Knowledge, right.
Which again, I would say when it comes to dancing, she'll be able to do. But to your point though, I think of like who we've seen dance more. We've seen Janet dance more than JLo.
And like in different styles. Like Janet's repertoire of picking up choreography over 30 years. That's why in my head I'm like, you gotta have learned something because JLo's style has stayed pretty consistent. Hers isn't gonna switch up as drastic, at least to me, than Janet's like repertoire.
I mean, I don't feel like Janet has. I wouldn't call it repertoire because I ain't seen Janet do a whole lot out of what you just mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't seen her doing ballroom. You ain't seen her
doing
the tango. She ain't doing the paso doble. She ain't tap dancing. She ain't doing all that. So I wouldn't try to call it a repertoire.
Right.
She's.
Right.
But I will say though, we've seen
not a repertoire but a rep.
You
did a rep. You did an 8 rep. I'm done.
But I will say though, but a lot of people know Janet more for the dancing because of the fact that she does a lot of dancing in her music videos, whereas JLo, she was focused on trying to sing, so she had to give from something to try to do something else.
I caught it.
So,
caught it.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
The trying.
Yeah.
I'm so done. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna say Janet just because I gotta give Janet that. But it sounds like the tiebreaker is to JLo. So I mean, and here's the thing: both of these ladies eat. Like, let's not even play. Like,
oh, absolutely.
They eat and they routine.
Yeah.
So like, it's
Flowers.
not like one's like saying it's like Taylor Swift versus Janet or something like. I was like, come on. So
blasphemy.
So it's the both. And
Yeah,
then
for
Beyonce,
real though,
Beyonce can dance, and this is how like because people come and said that her whole career. This is when I learned that actually Beyonce might be able to eat some like choreography. It was on that Gaga stop calling, I was like, she eating it because usually Beyonce's more about the swag choreography.
Yeah.
That one I was like, no, that's like you had to learn that shit. Like that's some hard choreography. So that's the time where I was like, okay, Beyonce know how to dance, but she knows she don't need to do all that because she got the extra little sauce in her in the hair choreography to just be like, damn, that bitch ate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Beyonce knows how to sell what the choreography is trying to deliver, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like a dancer can make you feel
like, damn, I can't do that.
Not even just that though. A dancer can make you feel like you're watching the song, right? Like you'll see someone dancing and you're like, damn, like this song took a whole other form because of the dancing, right? And that's to me what a dancer can do. And I feel like Beyonce she can dance to aid to the song, but the song itself is going to outshine the dancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just feel like Beyonce was. Oh, go ahead.
It's almost like when you go to a concert and there's a sign language interpreter, and you got them dry ass ones that just be but then you have the ones that be in it, and I feel like that is like very much the essence of what the difference is.
Yeah. And Beyonce like was very particular about finding one, just like choreographies that aesthetically made it look grander than it probably maybe is. And honestly, she's still eating it though, because like if you go and look and try it, 90% of your hoes ain't looking like her.
And let's be clear. Let's be clear. Beyonce has filled the entire stage with just herself when it comes to choreography.
That's a word too. That's a word too.
So when you really think about like, because if you think about a lot of performers who perform with like, because Beyonce will have an entourage, but also she can command the entire stage just by herself.
Yeah.
I don't know that we could see that from a JLO.
It's a different.
Keep on going up in them octaves, please.
I know, right? I was like,
climbing
up. Doing my scales.
I mean, I feel like you're right though. I mean, that's the reason why Shakira wasn't a Super Bowl winner.
No, Shakira did eat though. Well, Shakira had Jaquel Knight, who was Beyonce's choreographer as well. So that's a whole nother thing. So
she delivers.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, Shakira be just jamming. So yeah, all these women are eating. I mean, I don't want to start no damn in the comments. Oh,
they got money. They better be eating.
They eating like they eating these routines. But yeah, that was an interesting Ask Your Aunties, and clearly we had some shit to say. But learning that people are trying to sing. So continue to send your Ask Your Aunties.
I have a question. Speaking of
yeah.
dancing, do you feel like you can dance?
Me or him?
Not as well as I
do y'all feel like y'all
can
dance? Like, do y'all feel like y'all can dance?
No. Girl, I got photo evidence. Look, Vegas. No.
I feel like when I was younger, I could do a lot better than I can now. I don't think I got the breath like I used to. But I naturally just have rhythm. Like I hear rhythm. So I think if you could hear rhythm, that's half the battle. Like, so, and a lot of times you don't even need to do something elaborate. But like I could pick up stuff here and there, but I am about to be out here like doing a whole 16 count because that cool ball challenge damn near killed me. And I was, and it still didn't look like I wanted it to look like in my head. I was like, let me go and sit down.
Yeah, no, I'll be on the fence because some days I'll be like, okay, I can pick up choreography really easy. Mm-hmm. And then there's 30 of us doing the damn Tamia dance over here by the pool. And I'm damn near almost falling over my feet. Like,
honey,
girl, that Tamia dance is hard. That is hard. That is a challenge. For sure. That is a challenge. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like I pick up those more easily for some reason than like if I was looking at like, I don't know, like a Beyonce 8 count or something like that. Like, because I feel like there's a little more intricacies that for like a choreographed number. Mm-hmm. For me, I'm a lot better with like more of the grooves where I can kind of just put like my little what a stank on it, and it doesn't have to be like everyone like in sync, you know, like oh she put her stank on, oh he put her stank on. That's where I'm like, okay, I got that. But if we all got to be right here, my hand probably gonna be like right here. So, yeah. I would say I could dance better than some, but I'm not no professional by any means.
Yeah. And I just want everyone out there to know, throwing ass is not dancing. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that is not dancing. Throwing ass is not dancing.
But continue to throw it in a circle, though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Take videos and send them.
Yes, I know that's right. So continue to send your questions to AYA@minoriteareport.com or DM us, and we need some new ones. So if you haven't sent any questions or there's something that's sitting on your heart, your mind, and your spirit, send them our way, and we will provide our advice, our opinion, and our tiebreaker. And in this case, Jennifer Lopez actually won. So. Quickly here, what was the other thing? This actor strike and writer strike. It's kind of wild right now. Yeah. And like the stuff that's like they're fighting for is legit. Obviously, we know like money and things like that, but this AI shit, like the more you gotta hear about like what's capable and what's probably likely to happen, it's kind of wild. And it's like innovative and it's kind of cool too on the flip side, but it's like I agree. If they don't figure this shit out in this contract status, it's gonna be forever too late.
Yeah.
So have y'all been paying attention to this at all?
I've been paying just a little bit of attention. I haven't heard the AI part of things, which I think honestly is a bad way to go. I don't think that's going to do any good for any movies or any shows. It's not going to happen. It's
Well, in
just
the
there's just something about the human element
yeah.
that just gets people to buy into what a lot of these shows, movies, commercials, all that stuff is they're selling. And the truth
And
is,
part of it on
a
that AI,
robot's
real
not going
quick
to be able to do
though,
that.
is it's not even just like maybe the main actors. They're even saying like voiceover actors.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
saying you can almost
Yeah.
sell your image
Mm-hmm.
for eternity. So like
Yeah.
we long gone, and they are
Mhm.
still making new seasons. They're still doing new Minority Report episodes because literally they have trained the AI of our voice, of our
Mm-hmm.
image, of
The
our
cadence,
laughter, of
the
our
way we
the
think.
cadence,
Yeah.
and to come out with 9,000 more episodes, and it's going to get to the point where technology is so good that they didn't even know it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm aware that's actually the first episode of Black Mirror that came out this
Yeah,
season. That's the
yeah,
first episode. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally about that. Um, I will say this: I want the actors to be on strike. Selfishly, I'm like, bitch, you making my TV show is gonna be now 2025. You know, I'm not gonna get this
yeah,
movie till now 2026, and
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I selfishly I want to, but when you see some of the actors and actresses being like, "Oh, I just got my 3 checks today, 50 cents, 87
yeah,
cents, 1 cent," and you be like, "But damn, bitch, like that show was just nominated for like 17 different Emmys,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you're getting out."
Mm-hmm.
Like the math isn't mathing, and I am
no,
very, very, very proud of them coming together to make these changes. I wish honestly we came together like that in this country when it came to a lot of other stuff, right?
yeah,
And my only thing is, actors, y'all using y'all platform for y'all, but I need y'all to be using y'all platform for the rest of us too.
yeah, yeah,
So when
yeah.
y'all see these injustices happening in the country and
And
the
the minimum
world,
wage and all
right, in
that.
the minimum wage,
Yeah,
y'all need to be speaking up. Y'all need to
yeah,
be speaking up, and y'all need to be standing by everyone else. Otherwise, I understand why some people be like, "Oh, y'all are just famous people who are being spoiled." That's how they gonna see it, because y'all didn't allow yourselves to be so far from the rest of us that it's hard to relate to or to even imagine the possibilities of actors or actresses having to struggle. So if actors and actresses aren't making a habit of being like, hey, yes, y'all see it on TV, yes, y'all see in a movie, yes, y'all may hear us on a track or something like that, but we still human too. Y'all need to come down here from time to time, so that way a lot of people can also go to bat for y'all as well too.
Mm-hmm.
what are you thinking, Dawon?
I I feel like what we're seeing with AI is very similar to what we saw with digitizing um, like movies and music, right?
Yeah,
Um, I feel like yes, there's a slippery slope in terms of what AI can achieve. I think that eventually there will be. Listen, there are already like artificial um, like avatar Instagram accounts and social media accounts. I think this isn't new,
hmm,
and so I think that there are some very interesting challenges, but I don't think that AI is going to be going away anytime soon. We're going to have to figure out how AI can exist in at the same time the use of AI in terms of writing stories and portraying stories and all that kind of stuff. How that exists in a world where you have um, talent and content that is being created by humans. I also feel like there is an opportunity out there to um, democratize access for creatives that like long form um, art projects, like television, movies, etc. Just like we have this podcast, right? Before podcasting became a thing, right? You had to get a TV deal or a radio deal. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And the gatekeepers
Mm-hmm.
for those things were these oligarchs, and it was very, very difficult to break in. But technology has caught up and has provided a platform that allows for those of us to easily access and easily provide our creative talents for the world to be able to consume. And I feel like we will see the same thing. It's hard to see it because it doesn't exist yet. But I feel like we will see the same thing, and it creates an incredible opportunity. When you think about things that are mass produced versus things that are created by artisans.
Yeah.
So I don't say this to diminish the strike, because bitch, you got to fight for what you need and fight for your money. Like, do that. And
fight for that worth.
Right. I feel that. And like when you have CEOs of these major television labels and like I can't, my brain is not catching the word, but like, the movie houses, like the Paramounts of the world and the Pixars of the world, and like these industries who are making 400 to 500 times what the talent is making that's actually producing the show. And it's not to say that the work that they're doing doesn't carry some merit, but when you got people that are actually, lining your pockets, like it's the TLC situation, like you can't have the best selling, rap group, girl trio group out here performing and doing all this stuff and bringing home $30,000 when it's all said and done. That's bullshit. And the way that these contracts are constructed, it's not constructed in a way that's equitable. It's not constructed in a way that people who even have access to an entertainment lawyer have the ability to be able to negotiate fairly for the talent that they're bringing to the table. So I feel like this strike is needed to balance out the inequity.
1,000%. I agree.
What they want.
The same here. And I agree. There's definitely huge opportunities on it to make content even more incredible than it already is. But that shouldn't be at the demise of the talented creators, and because even with AI, the AI has to learn from something and someone, and it was either talented creators of now or talented creators of yore, and to just train the system to create future stuff, to me, pay them what you owe them. Like, even if that's going to be the case, someone besides these studio houses need to get paid, because it wasn't your idea. It was someone sitting there and grinding for decades, probably before they even got that hit, to create a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to create an episode of Scandal, to create whatever it might be. And that's the piece where I think a lot of the studio houses aren't even thinking of too. They're like, oh, we could just train it. We got 167 episodes of this thing. We can create another season. No, there was people that wrote that shit. There were people that acted that shit. Like, so what happens then? And why? And now they're gone. Do the families want their likeness out there again? There's so many gray areas that they need to figure out. And that's what the strike is about, because it's just like, if they don't do it now, it's going to be too late. But then again, it does create different opportunities where they're even saying that, like, down the road, you might even be able to produce your own little movie for your boyfriend, saying, oh, you like Star Wars? Oh, Carell's Darth Vader now. Scan yourself into the movie, and there you go. And now I'm in all these movies of yours and looking at myself on TV and things like that. So I don't know if that's good, bad, or other, but it's just like, there's just a lot to figure out. And I feel like what the movie and TV industry is going through right now is what Napster did to the music industry. And the music industry just didn't have the unions to fight back. So now streaming is literally like tenths and tenths and tenths of pennies of every stream. And they've still not even making the money that they used to make. And it's still a struggle to be in the music industry. And the only way they really kind of making money is touring. So I think the TV and film industry saw, oh shit, we don't figure some shit out now, we're going to be the music industry. And now the music industry still don't have the unions, and they're fighting AI. And they just don't have the unions to fight it now, because everyone's like on their own. So yes, there's always going to be pros and cons to everything, but we just need to have some guardrails potentially on how to guide AI into things. Because I agree, Dawon, it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. But it's just like,
I'm not going to lie.
What does it look like?
As an avid television watcher, because she watches everything. Well, a lot of things, not everything, but as an avid television watcher, I'm not going to lie. Like, it is actually really promising to know that, like, let's say in 15 years or sooner, that there's going to be, totally AI produced, from everything from like the script to the production to the art direction to the like, everything is completely digitally created to produce stories that we can consume and not have to wait 2 years to make that shit happen. Like, that's kind of dope to me. Like the idea that you can crank out, like if you're gonna do like a like a like a mutants movie, a superhero movie, a Marvel movie, or whatever, it takes 4 years for those things to get from ideation to into the theaters. And if you can shorten that down to a year and a half, from a studio perspective, like those movies are all pretty much CGI anyway. I mean, you aren't getting like, powerful emoting and, like pure actorial, performances,
Right.
so like that shit, cool. But like the Fences of the world, the Little Women of the world, the Viola Davises of the world,
we need more of them.
We need more of them, and able to put a premium on those experiences that are truly human created.
Yeah. Well, that brings up another point. If they're about to put out 20 additional movies now, definitely pay them what they owe you. Because like you cranking out this content and the box office still killing it, and I'm still making 57 cents. Hell no, ho.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling up. Where my money? Where my money at? And
I
you
think it could
using
be
me in all these backgrounds. You still using my likeness from 10 years ago in these movies, which is kind of cool because now you can't say, oh, a person's too old and shit like that. Well, you're going to still use my likeness, and I'm now 76, and you using it from when I was 36. Pay me what me owe me, because I'm still bringing in box office hits.
I'm
The younger
very
version of myself.
interested in seeing like the evolution of using AI to like digitize your entire likeness, even your voice and all that stuff. You get paid for that. It's like it's literally like passive income. You sell your likeness to the studio company. They just crank that shit out. You
And
just get
that's
to
what they're
be
fighting
home
with
and
now.
like and collect checks or work on multiple projects. Like, how many actors have had to like say, I can't participate in this incredible opportunity, because I'm already booked on this, like it.
But here's my image.
Here you go.
but
Have this.
then it's just like, I think what they're fighting is like, what is the terms of that? What's the
limits.
longevity of that? Like, it can't be forever. Like, no,
Not
like
for
we need to
perpetuity.
renegotiate 10 years. Like, we renegotiate contracts at work. We renegotiate contracts in sports. No, you ain't about to hold me down forever. If I'm still bringing in billions of dollars in 20 years, that's not fair for me holding me to the inflation rates of 20 years ago and things like that. And so I think that's what they're literally trying to flesh out. And it's going to be a lot of tough conversations, but they're necessary to be had. So, all right. Well,
I mean, the truth is, I'll just let everyone know too, as a person who is in tech and who is actually teaching people to get into the realm of AI and machine learning, it's going to be a while before the industry can even switch over to that, because those are all jobs that people need to start learning. And there are a lot of people who still are not caught up into it. So, like I tell a lot of people that I at work all the time, getting in tech, getting in the cloud, that is where it's at, because these jobs, we're not going back when it comes to technology, ever. So this is just it, because we still even haven't tapped all the way into quantum computing yet too. So just wait. It is
crazy.
Still going further. So those
it's
of
going to
you
be
who out there
interesting to
trying
look
to figure
back
it
on
out,
this episode 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and be like, damn, we didn't even think of that. We didn't even scratch the surface of what this shit done became. It's like, look at us so naive in the past. Hey, boo.
Look, think about it.
They said that there are still 70% of the jobs in the tech space, kind of like technology space, still have not been created. Oh, no, excuse me. Let me turn that back. 70% of the jobs in tech by the year 2030 still have yet to be created today.
Think about what AI could do for for education, in the education system. You could literally have, like an AI professor that teaches to the books, or whatever. And then you could have probably a live human being that's there to handle like the bodily functions of the classroom. So you have AI that's teaching. So gone are the teacher jobs. and then you can have a person just in the room who's like,
A tutor
the
or
bodily
something.
function. No, the bodily function.
Yeah.
So you got to go to the bathroom. You hurt yourself. Somebody's messing
Oh.
on. Because like the AI is digital, so it
Yeah.
can't interface.
Yeah.
So if you have an in-person, you have an in-person class, you could
You need
have
somebody there to whoop
a
that
professor.
ass.
You need
For them
somebody to
badass
get in that
kids.
ass and take them to the bathroom.
Mhm.
But if the future of schooling, at least undergraduate schooling, or even potentially graduate schooling, is school from home, just like work from home, right? There are the implications of artificial intelligence across
infinite.
so many professions is really profound. I don't
That's
think that
wild.
we'll ever get to a place where like we wipe out all of the jobs. There'll
Yeah.
still be jobs that are available, and still a premium for in-person human interactions.
I was about to say that's what's going to end up being the premium, the
That's going to be
luxury.
so like
Yeah.
so like public school will be AI. Private
Yeah.
school will be a teacher in the classroom who has a
Yeah.
certain degree of education.
Yep.
They may have an AI assistant like a Google in the room or whatever, but like,
And it might be the HBCUs because they're going to try to wipe out our history, so we need to be
Mhm.
cognizant now and
That
start
part.
keeping some physical books around.
Right.
You'll be like, no, that ain't it. AI
Right.
lying. No, we did not put raisins in potato salad. That's a lie.
Does not exist.
So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But quickly, drag race. Who's going to win? This will be after we see the winner, but we'll
Oh,
at least
fucking
put it on record.
Jimbo.
Jimbo's in the final two. So Jimbo versus Candy Muse. Who's the winner?
It's Jimbo.
It's gonna be Jimbo.
It's
Yeah.
Jimbo.
And honestly, Candy is an idiot for voting the way that she did. Because there ain't no goddamn way that when you pit her against, there ain't no way that that's going to happen. Ain't no damn way.
No.
But I will say though, I will appreciate that Candy stuck to the
her pact.
The pact that she had at the beginning.
I'm sorry, but like, she's so damn inconsistent. Like, keep the same damn energy. You tell one bitch, oh yeah, like me, her and Alexis, like, yeah, I let Alexis believe that we had no, bitch. You said that you would have her back. You said them words right out of your goddamn mouth, and then at the very end, you like.
And she's got to know that she's about to lose then, because she keeps saying track record now. Your track record is as good as Jimbo, so you lost. I mean, point blank in the period.
And that probably explains why Pride, like I told y'all,
she ain't saying Jimbo's name.
She ain't saying Jimbo's name.
Yep,
because she was still mad.
That part.
Then,
yep.
Did you guys
at
like
least
the
she
twist?
At least hold on. At least she came away with $30,000. She got that one win for that one thing that she won or whatever, and got that $30,000. So $35,000. So kudos to you for making a little cash. But
I still like
if
her
you were
face
smart,
she be painting the shit out of her face.
But she's a horrible competitor.
Yeah.
And she not good TV. Nope, not at all.
Did you like the twist, like using the cunt at the end of the season for the Fame Games? Did we like the Fame Games?
No.
It was kind of anticlimactic in a way.
The whole season is trash.
Yeah, this was a kind of a fan. Also,
honestly, the only reason why I watched the last couple of episodes after they got rid of Jessica, I was like, I'm out. Like Jessica at that point, it was like Jessica was the only redeeming factor of that entire show. She's good TV. Everything that comes out of her mouth, you just fucking laugh. She's a really good performer. I didn't like that song, by the way. The little show the little showcase. Didn't really care for that at all.
She performed well, but the song was like, okay.
That was just
James Mansfield was the one that made me laugh the most on that one.
Yeah,
I was glad that he got in there.
Really?
He cracked me up. Oh God,
it was so stupid.
I love it.
It was cute.
It was cute.
It
was funny to me.
It had me cracking up a little bit. It kind of did. The one that I felt the one that I felt really bad about though was for Monica Beverly Hills.
Why? And explain why she went home first. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was like, why is she like dead in the face? Like there's no like gleam or like I was like, And then they were like hyping her up. I was like, they had to do that because they felt bad.
They felt bad. They felt bad. It always reminds me of that that Untucked where Raven says, oh no, where Tammy Brown says,
Oh, God, yeah.
Raven says, you know, Mimi, I'm first. Mimi, I'm first had so many people voting for her that she made it into this round out of all the queens that have been here. And then Tammy Brown said, well, they needed somebody to go home first. And I said,
that was Monica Beverly Hills, yeah.
And I felt bad because I wanted, for those.
I wanted a
season 1, season 2.
For her.
Yeah. Just didn't come. Just didn't come.
Lala ate as well. Lala ate.
And that was clearly a producer's choice. I felt like when they did that final because Lala gave nothing, and I was like, "Bitch, we just saw you gave a whole." We know you. We know you can. We know you can.
They cut it.
That was a producer's. Yep.
They edited it all the way up. When they do those, they do those twice, and then they edit the scenes because they record. They have like at least 4 cameras catching all the angles, and then they slice and dice it so that they can show you what they want you to see in that to justify the award. Because they ain't no
this was the worst All-Star since the first one.
Yeah,
this might be the first one was pretty bad. When you kind of look back at it, this might be the worst one since then. Also,
I would have preferred
good there for a while.
I would have preferred they bring back the goddamn chocolate bar because that was the only like redeeming thing about it. And look who brought it back, Lala Ree.
Lala Ree, right? So we'll see who wins. I think it's Jimbo as well because I mean at least Jimbo provides a different voice of drag that we don't see too often anymore. So
you know what? I kind of feel like this is the producer's way of saying, "Bitch, we don't want to see you again at one of these guys."
Right, you done. You done coming back?
Like, okay, damn, take your money. Come on now.
Her performance gave me very Jinx making that damn sandwich. I thought it was stupid. I'm like, ugh! It literally was just like a.
But remember, I like the sandwich.
It was just a goddamn. I know you did. It was just so stupid.
I was so stupid. Underwhelmed by all of the performances. There wasn't one single performance out of all of them that was like
songs. Like if I hear one more whack ass drag queen song, I swear to God.
The least they could.
There ain't no other talent.
The least they could have did was switch up the goddamn dancers. They had the same 4 dancers dancing on every single goddamn number. Now I know they was tired.
Oh, that was actually the part that I was the most impressed with was the dancers having to learn 10 different things of fucking love. I was like, ugh. 10 different things of choreography.
Yeah, it was ugh. But anyway, so at least another season All Stars is done.
Thank God.
The rumors for next year's All Stars are starting to line up to look kind of juicy, actually. So if they come to fruition, I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see. We'll save that for another time. So yeah, season done, and we'll be done for a minute. Actually, but I think they have like a world versus world season coming up or something like that. So drag race on 12 months of the year now at this point.
I feel like because I know that they just launched Drag Race Mexico. There's a whole bunch of other like seasons, and I feel like I'm kind of like at the end of my rope with Drag Race. I kind of feel like how many episodes of Survivor is there going to be? So I don't know. Like,
but every time we say that, it always ends up being one queen. You're like, okay, that makes me. Because every time we say that, then we get a season where we're like, who just won 14 or 15? Sasha Colby. We get someone like a Sasha Colby. We're like, okay, that brings me back to just loving Drag Race. Or we get a season with Jinx and Monet just like killing it. Every once in a while we're like, okay, we're back in it. But then you get a season like All Stars 8, and you're like, oh, I'm at my wit's end.
I'm very interested in seeing another winners All Stars. That's what I want to see. Because I feel like even though they're not going home, like I love that format where you just get to see them through every single episode and you just get to see the showcase of who they are. And, like you just get to root for them. Whereas like these other ones,
runners up season, because maybe they'll all be extra hungry because they all know what it feels like to be second. You
That would
know,
be cute.
so they'd be
Would you want them
really
to
like
be? Would you want them to be voted off, or would you want them to stay like keep it small and like all stars
keep it
and
small
not
like
vote
All
them
Star
off?
7. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That way you at least kind of get to see their talent because that's going to be the last time they're probably going to be on a drag race. But I
Mhm.
feel like they're going to be extra hungry because especially like a Candy Muse who's gotten second, she's probably going to get second again.
Mhm.
So someone like that would be like itching to get that crown because it's like, damn it, I just want to win. Or like a
Mhm.
Raven has gotten, which Raven's never going to be back because she's painting RuPaul all day, every day.
Mhm.
But someone like that where they consistently are either like top 3 or top 2 or whatever and have never won. That would be kind of intriguing to me. Even maybe more so than the winter season.
Is there a queen that has won that you would like to see come back and compete?
Simone, Trixie, Bob,
I would
Bianca.
love to see Bob come back. I would love to see
Um,
Bob come back.
Even maybe even like because Sasha Velour won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did.
And she's she almost has like this. I don't know if it's like bad guy energy or bad queen energy, but like I don't know if she's like the most well liked queen out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you need someone to kind of shake it up. So maybe those are the first ones that kind of come to mind, like a Simone, a Bob, a Bianca, maybe even a Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people, I almost want like these people that like have
Are
gotten to the
doing it.
scale where they're like massive outside of Drag Race. I don't know if they'll do it because that might fuck up the whole money and brand, which I don't blame them because they're bigger than Drag Race at this point.
Yeah, but you know they could come back and be like, "Oh, it's going to be $500,000."
It's got to be something. It's got to be something worthwhile.
I would, yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? All right, community. I know we're talking your ear off about Drag Race again. Anything else on your hearts and minds before we get out of here?
The horniest cities.
We'll save that we'll do a teaser. That could be an evergreen kind of conversation. So we'll save that one because I guess we're an hour 20 in. So yeah, that's a teaser. And actually, here's a true teaser. Next week's episode, you're going to want to listen to because we finally all done seen the Beyonce Renaissance tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the year since the album's been released. So it's going to be an all Beyonce episode. We are dissecting and reviewing the tour and refreshing if our songs from the album does it still have the impact and everything. So stay tuned. And if by the time we record this and you hear this episode and you got some chimes in that you want us to say on the episode, DM us and we'll look at it and see if it fits in the episode. So
listen,
if you got
pepper
something
us
to
with
say
them
about
questions.
the tour and the album, yes.
Pepper us with the questions, with the comments, like bring it to us because it's gonna be an all Beyonce episode.
That part. So, all right. Well, wash your hands, wash your legs, wash your ass. See you next week. Next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Girl, what is that? What's
good out there? Can't talk.
How many dicks you suck in San Diego? Because that mouth is not mouthing.
Not mouthing at all. Dear God.